Previously on Metaphor ReFantazio, the party went to Grand Trad and seemingly got the upper hand on Louis in battle. Unfortunately, Louis used a spell to forcibly transform Allegory into a human. Although Yufa and the mysterious voice changed him back, the entire nation turned against the party. Worse yet, the real prince was killed while we were busy with the duel. When the party returned to Eldan Sanctum, learned most of the resistance was slaughtered. Okay, no choice but to approach...
This way.
I don't even see this wound. What?
Your Highness.
Why?
I didn't realize anyone still remained to weep over this child. Huh? Gallica! You've returned!
Milady Gruide. It's been a long time.
May I ask who this is?
She is the chiefess of this village. The Hermitess Gruide.
She was kind enough to shelter the entire organization when His Highness fled to these woods.
I can't believe he's gone. I'm just some parapus orphan from the slums. I was never supposed to outlive any prince. Was he killed here?
No. It all happened in the bunk room in the back. We moved him here to the altar once all was quiet. I don't know if you'd believe me, but I received a revelation. Should the prince die, his body should be kept safe and still here until the rightful day comes. Even if the boy is but a bastard sired by that despicable man. He is still Her Majesty's son.
I guess the people here feel really betrayed by the king.
Despicable? What, you mean the king? Wait, who's Her Majesty?
Do you know nothing of the child's mother? The boy was not brought across borders to us. He was born here, in the ancient sanctum. His mother was our past chiefess, the queen of our Elda tribe. She was a flower amidst the forests, a woman of such beauty, grace, and kindness. She saved this child from the flames, and it cost her her life. Her death is on that man's hands. Like a piper, he wandered in and seduced the young queen with his idealistic tales. But he failed to protect his family and died powerless. The village was only set ablaze because the boy was in the way of the Sanctus Church's designs on the throne. And that insipid king could do nothing to stop them. But you see, this boy, His Highness the Prince, looks so much like Her Majesty. And so... You there, boy. Are you perhaps... No, it can't be. And yet...
Why are you acting so surprised? Haven't you met in the past?
Is something amiss, Milady Gruide? He is one of Gallica's allies. His loyalty stands with His Highness, and he has risked much in the prince's name.
Whoa! What's with the formal introduction? You were the one who gave us our orders in the first place.
Yeah, Gallica remembers.
Hurry.
I hear a voice again coming from somewhere.
Hey, are you okay?
The time has come. Here thou camest to the end of thy journey. This secret place was home to thee. Now remember thy path thus far. Walk thy life's road and see it anew. I have been waiting for thee to overcome thy trials. Long have I waited for thy return, know this. His life is not yet ended.
So he's in stasis? What do you mean? This voice?
What do you mean?
It all started on that ill-fated day when the usurper thought to extinguish his light. Before he fades away, recount all thou hast seen and felt, all thou hast gained in thy journey's course.
I look now to the past. I see the roads I travel on this journey.
Gallica and thee sought to take the head of Louis, but thy efforts came to naught. So, ye moved instead to join a tournament to decide the land's king.
In the prince's name, it came to nothing.
In the prince's name.
Though thy plan was reckless, thou didst win the trust of the people by the support of peers and subjects alike. Thus, thou didst declare thyself the prince.
It was all for victory. It was all a mistake.
It was all for victory.
After overcoming many obstacles, thou didst finally lift the prince's curse. Yet by the cruel machinations of another, the young prince
Is no longer with us.
He is no longer with us.
Thy sole mission was to save the prince. Bereft of him, thou hast no further reason to live.
That's not true. Then this is where it ends.
That's not true.
If the prince is dead, wert thy efforts all for naught?
He's not dead. His will lives on. It's over.
His will lives on.
So thy resolve is yet unbroken. So be it. Thou hast earned the truth. He was consumed by the curse, and was taken by a deep, abiding slumber. Yet his soul remained alive. So from his earthly form, I extracted his soul, that he might travel the land in Odyssey. And thus his stilled sands began to flow once more. Thy journey hast taken thee far, and taught thee much. So now I ask thee, who art thou?
He was... I'm just a traveler. I'm the prince's friend. I am no one. What? Does this choice matter? I'm the prince's friend. That's what we assumed, but apparently this might be kind of a reverse of Karen's situation.
I'm the prince's friend.
Or actually more similar to Yayoi's situation.
Is that truly thy role? Clear your mind and think. To name but a few, thy parents, memories of thy youth. Hast thou any recollection of where and how thy youngest years were spent?
And no one here recognizes you.
Yes, thy memories begin the moment thou befriend the prince. Dost thou suspect the reason?
I don't remember. I don't have a past.
I don't have a past.
As I said, thou hast nothing. Thou art a being of mine own creation. 'Twas Gallica alone who the resistance laid their hopes upon all those days past. Thy life had yet to begin. All thou hadst, all that had been bestowed, was a memory. Thy mission to save the prince. Thy memories of youth in the prince's company, and the void enshrouding all else in thy past. All signs of thy conjured existence.
I have nothing?
Nay, the words of the prince in thy memory are unmistakably of his true heart. The memories gained on thy journey, the friendships made, the trust forged. These true things art thine own. All thy trials, all thy experiences wert to prepare thee for this day, to share the strength thou hast gained with thy other self.
So that's why you wouldn't let us just teleport back here whenever. My other self, do you mean?
Do you mean...
The trust and friendship I've gained has been there to support me. But if they'd known I came from nothing, that I am nothing, would people have stood by me, believed in me? And the same goes for a desire to help anyone in need. How is it I've taught such a laughably idealistic belief this long?
Accept the truth, and thou wilt face an ordeal beyond any you have yet faced. If thy desire is instead for freedom, thou mayest still abandon thy mission and end it here.
Is that right?
See, my true identity is...
So I bid thee answer my final question. Who art thou in truth?
So that political deception was actually the truth all along, huh? I refuse to know. I am the prince.
I am... the prince.
What is this? I feel a curious resonance.
Could this be? But how? Impossible.
Hey, what's going on?
What awaits us now?
Hark, life is not yet lost. Thou wert born apart from the prince's flesh, born of his desire to change the world. In his stead didst thou travel the world. Thou didst support his heart, and became his living fantasy. That is thy true self. Thou art everything the prince sought to be, his ideal. It all began with the novel in thy possession. Drawn by the divine relic, Magla coalesced into flesh, and flesh coalesced into form. The form of an elder, as I once was.
Louis made Magla. How was Louis able to transform him?
The time hath come. Awaken, reborn anew. No more the prince's dream of utopia thou wouldst chase. Nay, but thine own.
Got a fuse.
What? What is this?
What's happened?
Thou hast done well to guide him this far.
This voice. I'm sure I've heard it before.
Thy mind should now be clearing. Remember now thy true charge. He was never a member of the Resistance. The mission, the departure, was thine alone, and thereafter didst thou encounter him.
Who are you? Wait, what am I saying?
In those long ago days, he had just been born into this land. Newborn in form, if not in appearance. The boy needed a guide. Thus, I decided his memories would be thine. Thou wouldst share past and purpose. A memory so crafted to suit thee. My journey to the capital would not be made alone, but alongside him.
No, that can't be. He was there when we got our orders.
I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there? This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
No! But... I was alone?
By this choice, he might be saved. By these gentle, necessary lies, we could live to see this day, when our dearest wish is fulfilled.
I wonder what Alonso would think of this. A necessary lie.
As he traveled alongside thee, he gained both strength and wisdom. It is only by thy efforts that my voice reached him. He has now been saved, and so the journey ends here. Thou hast fulfilled thy mission admirably.
What? Wait just a minute. What do you mean, it ends here?
From here on, thy path is thy own. Choose thy own future for thyself, and may the fates smile on thy journey.
How do we make sense of this?
Is it really you? How do you feel?
I feel fine. I feel lighter.
I feel fine, I think.
There seems to be no doubt. He is still himself, but I also sense His Highness within him.
Does that mean you have all the prince's memories? That means you know what his real name is, right?
Everyone? I need to tell you something. The truth is...
So let me get this straight. You're saying it's not a matter of our captain and His Highness joining together, but that the former was this disembodied entity sprung from the latter?
Then, that's why he had no memories? 'Cause he didn't even exist?
I see. Finally, I understand the strange feeling I had sensed upon our meeting. What shaped you, so to speak, was the prince's will itself. A part of his consciousness. Yes, the prince's very heart. He was his soul given flesh. Perhaps the form we knew was one shaped by material magla, much like how the dragon god manifests beyond the vessel Dracadios.
And yet that material magla could still transform into a human.
A mass of magla with a will. Forget the dragon god. He may as well have been a dragon himself. Small wonder he awakened to an archetype before anyone else. It was no great aptitude for magic. He himself was composed of pure magla.
The self, as a manifestation of one's desires. Similar to archetypes. I suppose this is the very essence of magic.
You mean to say that it was was not merely pretense to claim the prince's name. He truly was His Highness all along.
If that's true, this is finally your reunion with your sworn liege. Seems like cause for rejoicing, eh? Lady Hulkenberg of the Royal Guard.
But I failed to protect His Highness.
But you protected his soul, and I think that counts for something.
No. I am sure the strength of your devotion had a hand in saving him.
While all and sundry believed the lad had shuffled off, you alone kept the faith, milady. And in the end, that faith was rewarded.
Fate was changed.
Are you really His Royal Highness the Prince? Please, forgive me, Your Highness. I failed you when you needed me most. And more, despite being a member of your Royal Guard, I did not recognize Your Highness at our meeting and showed you such insolence.
You didn't bar me. You've always been an ally. I pronounced your sentence. What? He can still pick troll answers even as a prince.
Actually, you've been there for me this whole time.
What? His accent's changed, too.
He's right, you know. If we'd not met you, we'd certainly never have made it this far.
Wait, what about all... what about fellow urbans? If he has any voices for those, that's gonna change too, isn't it?
This time, I will protect you. Even should it cost me my very life. I swear to it.
Finally, we've done Grius proud. We've really done it.
By the way, what are we supposed to call you now? I mean, how would you prefer to be addressed, my lord?
Nothing's changed between us, same as always. Like, what name was he given, actually?
Captain. Same as always.
No, Your Highness! With all respect, I must object.
This is no time to be thick-headed, my girl. He's the one who gets to decide what we bally call him, so we'll listen to him, eh? What?
You, sir, should be begging His Highness for forgiveness on bended knee. You mangled the royal runner to your own whimsy, you lout!
Well, that is, I mean, it was all dashed useful in the end, wasn't it? A bit of clemency, Your Highness.
So much for acting same as always.
Okay, evening. But still, our situation in the mainland's not good.
It's beyond belief. Not just that a child who'd lain cold for years could come back to us, but through such extraordinary circumstances.
Yeah, even if the body and soul have been reunited, you're still, like, you still pretty much lost all your popularity. Everyone's out for our heads now.
After so long in the curse's thrall, he could not even open his eyes. He may as well have been a corpse. But all this time, he had been on his own journey. It was the boy's dearest wish. He spoke of a fantasy of traveling the world, meeting its people, seeing its truths. And without him even knowing, magic made it real. He is a child of Eldan blood and Eldan legacy. All these years he spent in the village, he has rested near the secret of true magic. Perhaps this is how it came to be.
His was a fantasy surpassing fantasy. It became more than a dream, but a self-possessed force acting of its own volition. And now, reunited, Prince and fantasy live anew.
A journey to discover and reclaim the self in all senses. No wonder he set off the custom igniter in the royal Gauntlet Runner. It was the Crown Prince himself.
Even having it all explained like this, it feels like nothing short of a miracle.
I can only guess that fate had a hand in it.
That's right. I remember, I heard a voice. Guide him, it said.
What's this all of a sudden? A guiding voice.
A voice? Whose?
If you can't remember anything from before our journey, then we probably met after you'd only just... happened, right? I shouldn't have known you then. But for some reason, I was convinced that we'd always been together. I thought we both received the order to save the prince, too. Ever since the moment I heard that weird voice guiding me. A voice? Lady Gruidae mentioned a revelation. Hold on, are we still being mystic and metaphorical, or was there an actual guide involved? I know someone was guiding me. I just don't know who. So a disembodied voice. Hang on. Come to think of it, that sounds a bit familiar for me too. Hey, who do you think the voice belongs to? Any idea?
I don't know. Sort of.
I have a faint idea, but I'm not entirely sure.
Come to think of it, this place, the light coming in, they seem familiar.
I might say the same. When I first acquired this power, I had a vision of somewhere not unlike these grounds.
Does this mean that we've been guided as well?
Perhaps someone has been at your side unseen, watching over the course of your journey. I imagine all this comes as a great shock for you as well. But here you are, back in your rightful place. You have come to the end of your arduous journey and found new life. It is a life well won, grasped with your own two hands.
Chiefess Gruidae, we want to know everything. What is the truth behind your tribe, the Elda? We Mustari are also said to have inherited truths of the world before us, histories hushed by sanctism. But this village, it is something altogether different. I myself feel a strange familiarity here. A lost haven underground, yet letting of the sky's light. Please, tell us, what is the Elder tribe?
To know what we are, you must first know our history. Come to the altar room past the door. I'll wait for you there.
Well, I already looked through all that. Memorandum. How's the citizens gonna react to this?
Hey!
Russell. How could this be? His Highness resurrected. This is the most joyous turn of events, of course, but I dare say my heart needs a reprieve from all these sharp twists of fate. A lot of plot twists to take in. I think he'd been alive and well, residing in a body composed from magma particles. He furthered his goals by storing his mind within another vessel. This is reminiscent of His Majesty's royal magic. How many people know of this? How could this be? It's truly a miracle. Lady Gruidae mentioned she caught wind of some manner of revelation. Could this be a Lake Queen's?
Oh, now this
There was a really bright light, and now there's a dead person who came back to life. Are all the royalty from the outside world like you? The outside world sounds ridiculous. He's royalty who was born here, wasn't he?
Oh.
What in the heavens? The dead prince is alive. Old Man Russell must be dumbfounded. If the rest of the resistance still lived, I wonder how they might have taken the news. Yeah, they won't get to live to see this miracle.
Come off it.
Well, B, am I correct in presuming you are the prince now? I hadn't heard of any Ella boy joining resistance ranks and going out on missions, so seeing you took me by surprise. I think that you are the prince's other half. Ah, Faye is a fickle one. I'm glad they're getting on board with this so easily.
Oh, it's you!
Beyond here lies the altar of secret history, the sanctuary which houses the true story of our people and world. Lady Gruidae waits you inside. Why did they let me visit this before reuniting with the prince, though? That's so weird. And also, please kindly refrain from making any loud noises. Let's see Sorrow the Fairies. If the fairies are allowed to go in there, why does... You think Gallica would have seen this way ahead of time, before the start of the game?
All very nice.
Never before have I seen such incredible magic. Your Highness, as I understand it, you managed to thwart 2 separate attempts in your life, correct? We all are used to wearing out our fair share of misfortune, and yet you've evidently faced so much worse. Ooh, finally awake, huh? I mean, come on, sleeping's great and all, but there's so much more fun stuff you can do while you're awake. You can collect free flower petals, go splash in water. Super fun, right? She doesn't realize how dire the situation is, huh?
Does this depict the Elda tribe?
Elda comes from an ancient word, meaning only the old ones. It was an alias given by our ancestors to outsiders who visited the village in the distant past. As for our original name, you know it well by now. We were humans.
So it is true, huh?
The human tribe. So Luis's words...
There is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people. Humankind.
A world united. But wait. The ruins on Virga Island. There's nothing left of the civilization today. Was it destroyed? Why? How?
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction was born of the discovery of Magla. Or as you call it today, magic. Do you wonder what they battled over? Without the divided tribes, what could they have disagreed on?
Resources?
They were racked by division. Over the abstract, undefinable idea of rightness. They tried to destroy something invisible, and destroyed only themselves. And any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world, and gave way to war. And their age of prosperity came to be called the world before. The people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
Humanity was torn apart by fear and anxiety, giving rise to the tribes as we know them.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. Given the choice, I know they'd rather live in a world without tribal division. And yet the truth is, that world's already fallen apart. More than that, it's how we all got here.
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however, it was only a matter of a scant few centuries. You understand now, yes. We, the Elda, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped the ensuing divisions.
That means the prince, that is to say, I am a scion of both the old world and the new.
It beggars belief. 'Tis nothing short of astounding. But then, why do we know these monsters as humans?
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults escalated with each retaliation, until it was beyond all control. Our world became a hell. Rampant Magla distorts the body and mind. By now, I'm sure you know that better than you ever wished to. Humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their own mistakes in the war of magic. Some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony before their lives burn out. Even we do not know the full scope of their nature. Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, the name only meant slavering, insane monsters. Therefore, we took on an alias instead. The same one by which we are known today. The Elda.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic, and... Wait. How does the Sanctus Church fit in? All this revisionist history to spread their magic igniters.
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide magic's true potential? Am I close to the mark? In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in self-discipline, meant to avert a repeat of history's destructive mistakes. The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed, but its faith was born of good intentions. They once urged self-control, and thus control of one's personal magic. At times, they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign tenet, history was obscured, and the Elda denounced.
I had no idea. There's a grim irony in that.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, that meant Forden could attack the village under any pretext he liked, his motives concealed.
With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that stand with you are of different tribes and ideologies, but of one mind. As you are now, you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world, where the tribes walk as individuals, yet with mutual respect and cooperation.
The sovereign's power, thou king to be, entrusted with the will of the people. To bear their hopes is to be their rock in the storm, and to face anxiety in their names. Yet, anxiety itself is not something to blindly reject or desperately cast away. It begins with a simple thing, acknowledging its existence. Accept thy weakness, walk forward alongside it, and thou wilt grow strong and true in its company.
There's weaknesses in people. I'm sure there are many who would say that helping anyone in need is nothing but a fantasy.
And besides,
Realistic or not, I refuse to accept Louise's methods as an alternative. The weak and those who dissent don't deserve to die as though that's the natural order. The new archetype. Study the Prince archetype. My determination and challenge yet known as awakening the heroic embodiment of the Prince.
let's do it.
If no one understands me right away, I accept that. There will still be meaning in showing them my convictions in the fight to come.
Let's fight.
That is my mission.
That's it. I've made up my mind. I'm with you to the end, no matter what.
Where's this coming from?
Before we got there, this guiding voice thing told me my duties were over. But what am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye? Especially after we've come this far together? No. I'm going to face Louise with you, even if it is scary.
Even you've got to cope with anxiety, eh?
I've realized something in our travels. Anxiety can lead people astray. But overcoming it makes a person stronger.
I can't overcome it in real life, so I'm kind of screwed.
There's always anxiety in the unknown. I know what it's like to be afraid of something I don't understand. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face and connect with their anxiety. Is that okay? From now on, it's not about orders. I'm with you, because I want to be.
I'm counting on you, of course it is.
I'll be counting on you as always.
Same here. Stick close to me, okay?
we're past the worst of it. But the problem remains. Luis's dark magic. We've seen it turn the boy into a monster. And no doubt he can do it again.
A forbidden spell, turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters. In other words, a destabilizing magic, turning a person's magla into a snarl beyond control. This man named Luis, he may have his own past in this ancient sanctum.
Luis has been here? What do you know of him?
What do you wish to know?
What's this forbidden spell? Tell me about Louise.
What is this forbidden spell?
The essence of magic is in the control of magla. However, just as its chaos may be calmed, it can also be deliberately pushed out of control. That was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy and you were lost to melancholia. Just as the humans of the ancient war once were. In every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear, become slaves to their anxiety, suffer, and thus, the power of magic is born.
Pardon me. You mean to say anxiety is the source of all magic?
I don't feel very magical.
Magla is a substance born of the heart, generated when one feels anxiety or fear. By certain means, it may be kindled into power. That is what we call magic. In this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power to overcome it. Magic is a natural process, and anxiety is its invaluable, irreducible fuel. But in turn, those burdened with more anxiety and fear produce more and more magla from their hearts. Without the willpower to face your fear, the magla overflows. Uncontrollable by magic, it can give rise to strange and terrible happenings as it manifests. With the world embroiled in chaos, these outbursts of swollen magic may be happening all across our kingdom.
'Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals, the beasts driven feral. The very land is erupting with the weight of its people's fears.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, then anyone might be next.
And not just the Elda.
He said he became a monster because he's Elda, but that wasn't the complete story. If what you say is true...
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. If Louis so chooses, he could turn anyone into a human monster.
What about fairies? Are they immune to this?
Yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears, even this transformation may be defied and overcome. What do you wish to know?
Tell me about Louise.
Who exactly is Luis?
Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, I felt more and more sure that Luis is from this village. His knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts, they're all beyond a mere soldier to begin with, however prodigious. As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families who perished in the fire, there was one by the name of Charadrius.
That's his ship.
A family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, they had studied spells much like the ones he now exploits.
From peeling spells to turning people into humans.
The details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis spares our legacy, that may be the reason for his vast knowledge.
Wait, what about Luis's ambition? The vision Rella saw? Do you think he actually wants to turn everyone in the kingdom into humans?
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once, and none that can be cast quickly.
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Louis we're talking about. Who knows what he's thinking?
But if he would turn people into humans, if in the unlikely event that happens...
If there is any motive for such cruelty, it can only be hatred. If Louis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust tragedy could easily beget a thirst for revenge. Even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of uplifting it. Indeed, it seems the opposite of an archetype. A truly dark power.
Who goes there? Someone flees!
That's him, the malformed assassin who struck at the prince. He's bound for the woods.
He's gonna finish the job, huh?
After him!
Can I prepare first? Okay. Memorandum, okay. Yeah, if I have the prince archetype, I should probably see what I can do about that. Louis Guiabern. The Intruder came here to claim the prince's life. As it stands, his mission remains unfulfilled. In other words, the assassin hasn't fled. You should assume he lies in wait, biding his time for another opportunity to come at you. By very nature, fairies are magical beings who can recalibrate the density of their magla particles at will. Should the need arise, they can make themselves strikingly invisible to those with a lesser sensitivity to magla. That's why Gallica goes largely unnoticed. It's also why fairies make excellent messengers. I dare say the Sanctum is the sole place you'll find this many fairies flitting around without concern for being hidden. Needless to say, this bond is a testament to the long-standing intertwining of Elda traditions and magic.
I beg your pardon.
That sword once belonged to the prince, did it not? Though I suppose now it makes you its rightful owner. One glance and I can tell, you still use it even now, not only for combat, but for sword surfing as well. That sword was a gift from Her Highness our Queen, and your admirer. She was quite skilled with it. Free spirited as she was, she could fly about the forest, much to the ire of Louis Guiabern. Any doubts concerning your lineage are disproved by display and how you use it. You're indeed Her Highness's flesh and blood. Wait, the descriptions for the sword changed because of my story advancement?
Oh, now this...
The spell that went was massive. I'm sure even the Intruder wanted to know what's going on. Seeing as they came to kill the prince, they're probably after you. People from the outside world are mad.
What in the...
I thought the assassin fled. What was he doing back here? Don't tell me you were followed.
There's too much to
The assassin came running out of that door. Who could have assumed he was still hiding within the sanctum?
Hello?
Are you chased after a ghoulish man? I have words that might help you prepare.
Now what am I to do?
Let your guard down for one moment, and just who in the blazes was that man? Living in perpetual fear is no way to live at all. Please chase that man away. The assassin who fled. His flow of magla bore little resemblance to a normal person's. It was unsettling. Please be careful. That figure who darted by, I just started by. Is he not the one who came to murder Prince? Oh, so the knave was hiding. He ran towards the stairs.
Awful.
What?
Just awful.
Now what is it? Accursed scoundrels? Have you not stirred things up enough? What the? I couldn't even talk to that guy. Oh, now this is not my talk. Russell, is everyone safe? We are. We've had no casualties, however. We were swept aside like pebbles, unworthy of even a glance. I could do nothing but watch. I was powerless against him.
No.
There was little else that could have been done. Responsible as they were for the downfall of the resistance, any move we might have made would have resulted in needless sacrifices. I believe the Intruder sensed the power of the Prince's awakening and came here to investigate. I don't know why he would have run away, but surely he has a plan. Tread carefully, please.
Watch out!
We'll chase after the Intruder. Russell, everyone, please be careful. Of course, and if the Prince only just having woken, that accursed assassin went racing out of the cave. I can't fathom why, but he looked most bemused. It was rather unsettling.
Ready?
We need to hurry after attack. Are we ready? Let's go.
Stop!
You. Zorba.
So it was you behind the attack?
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easily. And the odd thing was, his aura felt awfully similar to yours. So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good thing I did. There really is something stranger going on. Who are you? Are you the prince or not? Whatever your answer, I must report back to Lord Louis.
Do you have any idea what Louis is really scheming? If he becomes king, everyone in this country is doomed.
If that is what Lord Louis so desires, then I shall see it done.
It's almost impressive how blind your faith in him is.
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself. He's forgotten anything he really wants.
Or maybe he wants revenge just as bad.
What did you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your reedy frame. Lord Louis is the true king, who will save the worthy. And you are nothing but a powerless imposter, only fit to be sacrificed.
He is no imposter, fiend. His Highness has finally taken his first steps on the road to victory. Here, at his journey's end, after enduring these countless hardships, he has become a true successor, a true ruler. Because he knows the people's suffering firsthand.
Well, imposter or not, it's all the same if he's a corpse. And so I shall return the prince and his dying legacy to the underworld, where they belong.
A recolor of a previous boss?
Bastard! I wondered why you ran away, but it was all to lure us straight to this monstrosity.
Keep your guard up. The melancholia is fueling his magic power.
We've come too far to be stopped by something like him. Let's put our power on full display.
Power of your newly earned archetype prince, Surge Swarf.
This guy shows up again just when we've unlocked some new power. Kinda feels like fate by now. Okay, time for a new fight. Stay on your toes.
Okay, you can change out if you as you wish. You can connect support for all systems of skills. It has unique traits not found in other archetypes, but none of its skills can be transferred.
Alright, let's take it down and then get after Zorba!
That's a lot.
No, charging in. I'll get some distance.
Okay, well before I go to the front lines, I should probably use Heroes Proving.
I'll give you the performance. Come on, follow me!
Okay, Divine Punishment to give you a weakness.
We'll combine our strengths.
I'll show you everything I've got.
Right, all my systems of skills are pretty much usable, except for the free person ones.
Smashed him!
Even my strength will be needed.
For victory!
Eagle, Lion, King. Unfortunately, I didn't set her. I forgot to buy her a weapon, so this probably won't do a whole ton of damage.
Get him! It is your turn! That ought to turn the tide of the battle.
Wait, did I actually get all his other parts?
Who should I beat down first?
Okay.
Here I go!
Tokaja.
Hold up, get away. You better be ready. Let's go full throttle.
Yeah, this will make up for my for getting the equipment upgrade. And
we can do this.
With this last turn icon, Royal Sword usable if anyone.
Maybe
Hold on.
there's a better choice. Time for some close combat.
Up in personal, use the Royal Sword to smack you real hard.
Give it all you've got.
How's this?
Maybe I should invest in physical attack. Oh no. That's a lot.
Quick, knock them off again!
Ah! Okay, resist it. Bro! I'm glad I'll mostly hit the Berserker. Ugh.
Now for a grand maneuver!
It's up to you now.
My Might as well put some effort in this. You hit their weakness. Great.
This is
Don't
the
let 'em
power
down,
said
you
to
know?
belong to
Wait, are we seriously gonna two-turn you? Nice.
Be purified!
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this. Here I go.
Go to the front.
Pass.
One time weakness to strike.
You can do this!
You're out of here.
That worked out. Win God's Gale. Okay, that's for Seeker and... Well, Prince is basically like a fourth Seeker.
How's that?
Power can be so intoxicating.
Yes, I've become stronger.
Yeah, that feels nice. The bastard got away.
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no mean feat to fight on even footing with a human.
Honestly, even if we were using... Even if it was just regular Soul Hacker, I think we'd still be able to win. Within, like, 2 to 3 turns.
I'd hoped as much. You may yet have the power to face Luis at his full strength.
It's good to see you're safe. We've certainly taken these powers a long way. Maybe we thought ourselves invincible. But don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe. In a manner of speaking. Everything's going according to plan.
Sort of.
Still, what's our next move? The people think you a monster. Will not find any public backing like this.
Yeah, but there's no real advantage of being in top 20 anymore, so I guess we'll just look for Luis and chop his head off.
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul born into adversity. He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. He is water and fire, in condemned conflux. When the day comes that His Highness may be revered as the good ruler he can be, then the world will truly be free of prejudice. And that, he said, is why we fight.
In his own words, huh? We have to fight for what he believed in. All the more reason we can't turn from this.
Right.
Years of prejudice won't go away overnight. Nothing could accomplish that. But if we don't believe things can change, they never will.
Come what may, my life is a shield raised in your highness's name. Are you prepared to fight Luis to the bitter end?
I'm prepared. Let's fight together.
Of course. I'm prepared.
Yes, that determination is how we'll stop him.
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows. Not just us, but any innocent folks he doesn't find use for.
We've lost so many lives along this journey, and if Luis has his way of the world, such partings would become all too common. We have to stop him.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
That's what it comes down to. That's optimistic. I hope you'll sing a victory song.
Looking forward to the victory song.
Well, we've got bigger things to worry about now. But I can't wait to sing it.
You... I'm still amazed. You really do look just like your mother. Truly, you are a child of fate. Your mother, she loved your father, and you with all her heart. The injustice that befell this village is not your fault. But listen well. Once you leave this village, you cannot return until you have fulfilled your ambitions.
Okay, good thing I got the gold beetle then.
After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. If you want to overcome your hardest challenges, you'll have to face them yourself.
What if I need a shops here now that, you know, now that I am kind of a fugitive?
The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedies of humankind's failures.
I will. Thank you for everything.
Yes, I will.
Our final battle lies ahead. We cannot lose. Yet, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the Gauntlet Runner for today, and advance to the royal capital tomorrow.
What? But won't we get attacked? We're gonna need to, like, I don't know, use Brigida to import stuff to us.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. But I can't believe we've only just met. The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are all real. Well, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Likewise, stay beside me forever.
Likewise, I'm glad to be your ally.
Yep. Though, I guess our toughest challenge is next.
Having overcome her trial, I can sense newfound conviction from Gallica, as both an ally and a friend.
The mystical fairy, Gallica. She who still keeps the virtues of the mage. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
Rank 8.
We've got the path to tomorrow.
2 archetypes.
And I'm gonna lead the way.
During squad battles, you may randomly gain an extra turn icon. I think I need one of those for Hulkenberg.
When things get tough, remember this magic. The music meant for you will play in your head.
This is the magical music that Gallica cast for me once. Now that I think about it, it may have helped me in ways I didn't realize.
By the way, the Chieftess told me something about your novel. Apparently your parents gave you that book when you were still just a kid. I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for you, I guess. I suppose you'll have to find out for yourself.
This book is the legacy of my parents, the late King of Euchronia and the Queen of the Eldan Sanctum. Perhaps the utopia depicted in this book wasn't a mere fantasy, but ideas of the old world passed down in the Sanctum.
The part we're reading today is the last chapter. It's about the ruler of this ideal world. Let's read it together. The last chapter is about the ruler of a utopia. The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will. To maintain justice in this world, there are innumerable obstacles to overcome. Yet, as long as one lives by their ideals, those who support them are sure to follow. A utopia is not the creation of a single mind or a single power. It is a world shaped by all its people. The last part sounds a little more metaphorical. There's a little more. However, even a utopia may one day fray at the edges, and its people may come to conflict over the question of what is right. What is a true utopia? What is a true ruler? None have yet found the answers to these questions.
Then true utopia has never been achieved. The so-called utopia depicted within the novel was based on the old world, but fell into ruin and was destroyed by war. So this book traces the trajectory of the old world. Are these truly the ideals we're striving for? It seems already opposite.
So even the author of this book struggled with these questions. And if you become king, you'll have plenty of tough questions and struggles to face yourself. Lady Gruaday mentioned the king was a real idealist when he first arrived at the village. But little by little, the pains of reality crushed his hope. And he even lost his son. In the end, his will was broken.
he didn't lift a finger to stop the church's rise to power. With that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Louis. His values are radical and cruel, but he's devoted to them. Unshakable, even. But we can't lose either. For the sake of everyone who has believed in us along the way.
Even if I were to win the throne, there's no guarantee my idealistic vision could ever become a reality.
Right.
And yet, what choice is there but to believe in them and fight on? The alternative is to accept that nothing will change.
You've got the power to change the world. And the one who gave it to you was, well, yourself. And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission. My real mission. And I'm going to see it through.
After discussing the novel and our ideals with Gallica, I closed my eyes. Oh, more. Academeia, seems I've been summoned by Moore in a dream.
I saw what happened. So, you found a way to unequivocally shape your destiny. As far as I know, there is no record of your newly acquired archetype ever being used, even in ancient times. An archetype whose existence was only theoretical, known to some scholars as the magic of true sovereignty. Indeed, a power of legend. I once said that to be Elda was your inescapable fate. However, it seems the truth was more complex than that. Magic is a process by which we confront fate and tame anxiety, and archetypes are its essence. They are manifestations of a resolve capable of heroic virtue. So then, what do you think is the foremost, most inescapable fate a person must bear?
The foremost fate? I'm not really sure, but for me to be me, and for you to be you? Or something like that.
Indeed. It is birth that is inescapable. You cannot choose who you are born to, and once your familial place is determined, that fate cannot be changed. Yet by some strange tangle of destiny, you were given a choice that the very act of existence denies most people. By your own will, you were born again as a prince. Do you understand? You stand on the threshold of truly becoming a ruler. Not as an unearned title of bloodline's chance, nor as a mere authority over people. You have taken control of your life. You are ready to rule your very self. That is what it truly means to be a hero. And it is the crux of the power that is awakened within you. What glorious coincidence indeed, that I, as a scholar of archetypes, might cross paths with and witness such a remarkably fated boy. It almost bespeaks it.
Indeed, 'tis his hands that bear our fate.
Oh, you can hear her too.
Whew. I remember. I know that I know this voice. Had I forgotten it all this time? Yes. I swear I've heard it before. And I let it slip from my mind. Who are you? You with this voice that moves hearts. Speak. Who are you? Why have you awakened this boy to his power?
If it is answers you seek, then go and claim them.
Are you? Could you be?
As for you, I bid thee awaken. Move onward to thy final ordeal. Take thy place at the final proving of the ascension of kings.
My consciousness faded away and I was sent back to my sleep. Reminded that Moore was the author of the fantasy novel. Has Moore visited the ancient Eldan Sanctum?
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws near.
Now it's the main character himself. Idol's Day.
Okay, all our preparations are just about set. Now that this is actually happening, I've got some pre-show jitters.
All this royalty? It always felt they lived in a different world to the likes of me. Never figured I'd be walking alongside one myself.
'Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing. We are one people living in a shared world.
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
Stand strong to the end. Don't get reckless out there.
We can't give up. Stand strong to the end.
Of course. No way we're losing here. I've got the fire in me eyes now.
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since becoming the prince. Can I ask you one more thing? Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
To protect my country and its people. I don't care for honor. Some coin would be nice. Just even now he has joke answers.
I want to protect this country and its people.
'Tis the answer I hoped for. As your knight, I will ever serve you with all my soul and ability.
Well, I guess this means we're ready as we're gonna be.
What, we really have to go back now?
Let us hurry.
Seriously, what is our plan anyways? What can we possibly do to overcome the all the bad PR?
Let's move.
Let's go back to the Grand Triad. We'll stop Louis for sure time. Let's go.
You see?
I doubt all in Grand Triad will give us a warm welcome. Still, should we choose not to fight and Louis's victims only pile higher?
Yeah.
He's to say we'll help anyone, but doing it is a whole nother thing. All the more reason we gotta prove we're serious by putting our lives on the line. We'll lead by example. Besides, it won't be the first time we've crawled our way up from the bottom. Oh.
After having made so many sacrifices, the group has gained new powers and ascertained new truths. Their arch-enemy, Louis, already has one hand on the throne. Even so, they march ever forward, spirits rekindled by battle. They head to Grand Trad, for the fight is far from over.
That Eldan boy is nowhere to be found. I suppose it's only a matter of time until Louis takes the throne.
Speaking of which, I don't see the general.
The voice of the pro-Louis faction became too overwhelming. He was ultimately forced out of his position. Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has collapsed, why is it that Louis alone is reaping the benefits?
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers in themselves, so they follow those who provide. We've certainly relied on that ourselves.
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks yourself. Now that we are out of ideas, what can we do?
Can you imagine Louis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block. Do we hide? Run? Our ships are in port.
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was in the area. You might have one way to survive.
Oh, he's gonna organize on our behalf? Sort of. Even if it means teaming up with our former enemies.
Well then, let us depart.
Lord Louis, your pardon. We've encountered an unexpected snag. I killed the prince in the Eldan village. I confirmed his death, yet it appears the boy candidate has merged with his corpse. It seems the prince is now resurrected.
Ironic considering Zorba is a necromancer.
Resurrected?
Yes, and what's more, The boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having traveled independently and then returning to his corporeal body.
I see. So his ideal form was spun from Magla. Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince has reawakened in his sanctum. How interesting. After these long years, my chase may finally come to an end. My nemesis awaits.
Lord Louis, what is it about that bastard that fascinates you? Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more power. I will show Lord Louis I am worthy of his gaze.
No, that's me, Louis Senpai!
We'll soon be arriving above the royal capital.
Excellent. As planned, increase altitude and enter the royal palace in the sky.
Are you certain? We'll be heading directly to His Majesty, the former king, and...
Rest assured, that old fool is powerless to stop me now. Proceed.
Understood.
Let the final banquet begin.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other candidates? Remember, if Luis loses, a silver coin could turn into mountains of breed.
What are you trying to say? You think Count Luis is going to lose?
Oh no, of course not. I'm just saying.
I'll call that bet. All in on His Highness the Prince.
A Sanctus bigwig gambling away his tithes? This really is the end of the world. Didn't know his esteemed princeliness had any supporters left.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along. Haven't you heard the news? The times we live in, I'll tell you.
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to buy everything Luis was selling about the prince. The fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance Luis orchestrated the entire thing?
Oi, churchman! You saying Count Luis lied to us? You think he cast some big illusion?
An illusion, eh? What if I said it's a power more dangerous than that?
How's he already discovered the truth this much? He wasn't with us at the Sanctum.
Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep finding the things one after another?
Well, he figured it all out by himself.
Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he knows in advance where these monsters will appear to cause havoc.
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, churchman? Maybe someone needs to shut you up.
All right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No sense becoming a monster yourself.
Oi! What's all this fuss about? Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first at the gallows. You'll die just like Forden.
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us. All that yelling and thrashing helps fight it off. Humans have been sighted near the capital, after all.
It's more than that. Pockets of society have resented the upper class for ages now, but this might be the spark that lights the kindling. Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel, but it's fair to an extent. Those of us pushing the status quo have always struggled to understand the appeal.
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue and snarl at each other. Never seen it this bad. Not normal, I say.
Blind fanaticism and doom go hand in hand. If we don't find some common ground soon, it'll collapse beneath us. Louis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. All eyes are on his Skyrunner as it rises to the flying palace. What are we about to see?
Ah, the royal palace. It's been a while. Do you hear me, O king? Stubborn and deathless? This country is distorted. You and the other titled authorities decide who grows fat and who is devoured. The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal predator and prey. It cannot be defied from within. That is peace, but not order. Hand over the royal scepter. The game is over. The country needs change, and I will provide it.
Thou impertinent faith breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting the day of judgment?
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're nothing. Just an ordinary, broken old man.
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic? To what end?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot. You threw away your ideals, but I will never make that mistake.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Did you think that only generations of kings were aware of their secrets? Why someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter? Why only those supported by the people can use it? Listen well, O king. The truth behind the royal magic. Huh. So it's true. The country truly is putrid with sin. In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world itself.
How didst thou learn of this?
How?
Thou wert Elda.
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your heart. And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
Looks like crystal now, what the heck? Must have been like some kind of magic to make it less noticeable. The non-horn part of it. I wonder if other Elda tried the same trick to hide their identity outside of the sanctum.
You cannot stop me any longer. Nor can anyone else. Save one lone possibility.
I'm seeing a lot of similarities between this guy and Mythos Yggdrasil from Tales of Symphonia.
Snatching victory from the maw of catastrophe, the party descends again on the royal capital, Grand Trad. But they are greeted only by ominous skies. Their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the Gauntlet Runner comes to a quiet stop. What the hell's wrong with the sky?
Isn't that... Oi! That monster boy's come back! Ah, that's why the sky's grown so hellish. The half-dead bastard returns with his head held high.
A more aggressive welcome than I expected. Would any introductions help them to understand?
It's useless. Words are cheap. Still,
We should walk with pride, instead of trying to keep our heads down.
True enough.
His Royal Highness, the Prince, returns! Louis distorted his form through strange and terrible magics, but the curse is now dispelled. His true form has been restored!
Oi, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why in His Majesty in the sky stop all this bloodshed?
Cause he's an imposter! Just like Count Louis said! You're not fool us again, beast!
Oi! Calm down. At least listen.
And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Louis, even the thick one. He took in a parapus like you, and you spit on him! Scum! Only thing traitors deserve is a tight rope and a stiff beam. And you want us to support the prince!
Lady Juno, I can't believe this! I admired you! Why would you risk dying alongside some fake prince?
I don't intend on dying with anyone. Besides, I'm still me, whoever I'm standing with.
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked out of the knighthood? Now you're with this pack of throne chasers. Shame! Shame! Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Louis brought down the Sanctus Church for you!
How dare you strike out at him?
They're all traitors, I say!
He only brought it down for his own sake.
What is all this? The truth of the prince hardly matters to them. Every one of them's only concerned with their own emotions, and nothing else.
It's the royal scepter.
We'll have your heads on pike soon enough. Leave! Get out of our royal capital!
If they're just monsters, we can deal with them ourselves. How about it?
This is bad. They really are out for our blood. Has everyone gone insane?
How am I gonna upgrade my equipment now? Like, Brigida's the only one I can count on now. She'll have to import them and send them to me in like a box or something.
Oi! Over here! Don't bother with them! No talking this one out. You need to run! Now!
We weren't away from the city that long. What happened? Why are all the people so bloodthirsty now?
Maybe we should use fake Clamar horns like Louise did.
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds. After all, a monster entered into their society disguised as a person.
No, that's not...
I know, it's not true. But truth and how it appears to the citizens are different beasts. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger, so they've become suspicious of each other. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of every tongue. Ever since Forden's death, Louis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him if push comes to shove.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless, and they cling to Louis as a savior, rather than the devil he is.
You well know that Louis cares not one whit about social status, especially as a token of birthright. No amount of wealth or standing can buy his protection. So even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent, as it puts their safety at risk.
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone, and oh yeah, he can create humans, by the way.
Oh, that's all true then. I had my suspicions, but it's still a bit of a jolt. This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the works for some time. Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a fair contest? The Sanctus Church bent it to its whim, and I abetted that. To my shame. Before I met you people, I didn't have much to me but anger and quips. I'd rant and snipe and have my cynical little discourse, but I'd only looked to others for change. Now maybe that outlook's our real enemy. Blind fanaticism, like I had. Even if there's no malice to it, it's a dangerous thing. Hard to think clear when your mind's a muddy stream.
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety. Perhaps the proof is now before our eyes.
Kind of ironic, but we have to do something about it. If we don't, they'll never listen. We'll only ever be seen as an enemy.
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in but you lot. Let's head there for now, shall we?
Can't even take advantage of Idol's Day. Nurse is heading back to Gauntlet Runner. Seems like the city has calmed down at least a tiny bit. They'd have a hard time wrecking our Gauntlet Runner, but we still shouldn't chance it.
Alright.
Should make our way over to Hush Honeybee. Everyone else has already gone ahead. Oh man.
Alright.
I cannot use any facility. This sucks. What a waste of an Idol's Day.
So irreverent.
Sir, what can you even do? One guard can't hold back a riot. Right, Your Highness, the Prince. That's what you are, aren't you? And you're responsible for this too. It's not me that should be up in those blasted gallows. You should be putting this country back to its right senses. You hear me?
So irreverent.
Now it's the age of power. The time for the righteous to serve up a reckoning. This dead man is only the beginning. The accursed nobles, hoarding money that's rightfully ours. Their very existence is a sin. Drag every last one of them out here, I say. This is sounding a lot like Cafarina's followers. Yeah, kill all the nobles. Shoot, don't tell me they all just jump ship to Louise. So to help these victims.
I've been waiting.
I'm waiting, Allegory. There's something I want to point out to you. You awaken the Prince Archetype. The power within your way of life has influenced even your allies, and now signs of a power beyond imagination present themselves. It is the power of a true hero, one who shares and supports the perspective of the sovereign, such as a royal archetype. I hope you'll let me witness this power come to fruition. Everyone can be upgraded even further beyond, huh? But those have really high requirements. Yeah, they're difficult, but powerful archetypes unique to each ally.
Ah, how good of you to come.
Of course, the non-party member followers do not get royals. Sucks to be them.
Well.
Such confidence. Yes, I dare say that expression suits you. In this world of chaos, I know there are many that many have already lost their way, lost sight of themselves. Yet you carry onward. Gently, you take their hands and lead them. That kindness is your great strength. Do my words sound strange? I only aim to thank you in advance. A new future awaits, one I cannot predict.
You have my deepest
gone above and beyond my hopes, not only as a colleague in my studies, but as a friend. Thank you. A magic formula apparently written by a king is entitled The Royal Magic, but it's written in a language from the old world, and I can't read it. Mysterious name is written at the end. True Seeker Bug Fragged.
That reminds me.
We'll figure out the parts we can't read or written in old world language, right? Were you able to find out anything else?
The truth of the matter is...
Somewhat yes, however, it also raises more questions than it provides answers.
What?
What do you mean? It's all names. The parts written in the old world language aren't part of the spell at all. It's a list of countless names.
Not quite.
And again, perhaps that's the type of spell it is to begin with.
No way!
Really? Kind of creepy, ask me. Whose names are they anyway? I can't make heads or tails of all this secret and royal magic business. Perhaps the royal magic isn't the kind of spell we assume it is. The Floating Palace. The way the spell reads the hearts of the people and protects candidates from assassination. Perhaps there are deeper truths beyond the magic's individual aspects. The former king's greatest wish is to guide the kingdom to reform. I assume that what's written there is the crux of his endeavors to that end.
That's right.
I'm not confident in my ability to decipher any further meaning from it. When or if you recall anything, I would appreciate if you'd examine this scroll for me again. Oh, he is listed! What? Looks like research documents about the Prince Archetype. From time immemorial, there have been heroes who are born to greatness, rather than achieving it solely by their deeds. The one who embodies the virtues of all heroes, standing magnanimously above them. There's no need to name him, for he has been called by us since antiquity. Prince. Does this archetype truly exist? What powers does it hold? What truths are behind this mystic force has been lost to time? What much will be expected of this royal hero? He must protect the people's livelihoods and the safety of the country of his life. This cannot be accomplished alone. True strength comes from knowing one's allies well enough to combine their strengths in a battle. Let no prince forget his truth.
Incredible.
This archetype can use almighty attacks and wield a wide variety of weapons and magic. It also pairs well with our archetypes to use a wide range of synthesis attacks. Nothing less to say, poxy swine. This is what you get for selling out your own tribesfolk. This guy really did bite in the end. Even with staying in such a state, this man refuses to budge. I feel like I seem more and more like him too. Erg. What a mess, to be honest. I have to understand how he feels. The town's in complete chaos. Seems like even I want to just give up on everything.
Hey!
Let's just
can't they?
It's hopeless. Things have never been worse. How are we even supposed to live? You want me to die in this little PC? Is that what you want? Ugh, why do we live in a village?
Louis rightfully ought to be king.
Don't say shut.
Every bloke on the block's going crazy. Is this Louise's fault or is it yours? No, it doesn't matter. People are fighting each other on their own. Total rubbish, a lot of them. Fighting in a city that's poor enough as it is. Stealing from each other. What's the point? Oh, all those sails, they can't even use them.
Oi!
Go hell, human prince. Man, Luis really got riled up. But that's fine, right? What's important is we don't break over this.
Excuse me?
Hey you, are you the one in this drawing? I knew it, you are. You were famous then. More like infamous. You know how crazy the world is right now, Mr. Famous Person? From where's it to what's it, everything's gone weird. Really, even just flying around out there makes me feel gross and sick, but this place feels better. Mr. Famous, can you do something about this awful sky? Yeah, besides, I'm gonna leave this problem to you people folk, but I think I'll stay put for a while. I'll watch over you from here, okay?
Smash it all to bits.
Let's move.
We've cleared everyone out. Let's hurry inside.
Smash it all to bits.
Oh, the wear effect is red?
Everyone, I'm glad you made it back in one piece. Since you left, Louisa's following has only grown.
Have you changed? You're still the same person, aren't you?
'Tis quite a story, but it deserves explaining. I only hope you can believe us.
What if we say his hair turned white from distress?
Alright, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. I had thought all this business with declaring yourself the prince was a well-meaning bluff. But under the deception, you were, in fact, the actual prince. Is that right? Still, I mean, how do you get the whole country to believe your story? Is that even possible?
Frankly, I doubt it. We've just seen firsthand how far we'll get trying to talk the people down.
Then what will you do? If this goes on?
But you're still you, yes? You came to help everyone, just like you helped me before, right?
That's right, I'll figure something out.
Yes, that's right. It'll all turn out fine.
Good.
I see. So, even if no one believes you, you're still determined to settle the score with Luis head on?
Even so, the gulf between us is wider than ever. The people have all but named him their champion. With so little time, a guileless appeal to the public may fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, this guy is basically uncancelable now.
Hard luck for the honest knight. And not much room left for civil debate now that Luis is openly advocating killing his opposition. Well, that ship sailed when the king's magic faded. Anyway, if there is a key to turning the tide, first place I'd look is the castle in the sky. You saw how violent and volatile the city folk are now, but I don't think it's as simple as fearing Luis. I've been keeping an eye on the royal capital while you were off on your jaunt through the woods. Frankly, the change in public sentiment was too sudden, unnatural. It's as if they've been collectively drained of their sanity, and if I had to guess what's causing it...
You're implying it's Luis's doing? All the eeriness in the sky. Is that because...
Don't know, but the change in the citizens is certainly odd. If something really is forcing it, that means we might still have a chance to fix it.
What Luis is doing in the royal palace, whether or not he truly desires a world overrun by humans, we won't know his mind until we confront him.
On the other hand, it may well be bait for a trap.
There must be something up there. We have no other choice.
There's gotta be something up there.
Then it's settled. Head to the royal palace and put a stop to whatever Luis is cooking up. With that Sky Runner, you're the only ones who can. And we'll fight in the ways we can too. We'll make sure the whole kingdom hears that the real prince is back after all the strife he's been through.
Indeed. If you can make things better, you might just inspire everyone to remember their own hopes and dreams. Maria's been terribly patient, waiting for you and believing in you. It'd be nice to see her smile again.
Right.
If Louis is behind all these disturbances, then solving him will only help us in the approval ratings. If we can restore stability and rational thought, it'll pave the way to defeating Louis. We must press on with faith in that.
I'll always believe in you. We'll all do our best, so you can be a good king.
Indeed. If we win, I suppose you really will be king.
We're counting on you, O king.
'Tis too late today for a grand charge, I fear. Let us take a night's rest, and on the morrow, we make for the castle.
What to pick?
You...
Who would believe you were His Highness, the actual prince? I apologize for the less than royal accommodations, but try to have a good rest regardless.
Oh, it's
No matter what happens, you're still you to me, mister. I'm going to keep cheering you on forever. No matter what I say, people at Grand Triad are going to look down on you. It's times like these where your actions will speak louder than words. When they see you stand up to Louis, it'll be plain who's in the right. There's something foul in the air in Grand Triad. Everyone seems so anxious. Those who oppose us do so with fervor, but there are also those who believe in us. We must press on.
Oh, hell.
Everyone is full of so much anxiety. Now they don't know what to do. Public sentiment is very volatile at times like this. There's still a way to win. It's so different from when you were last in Grand Triad. Everyone's staring at you with such disdain in their eyes. We must remember you still got people on your side. Allegory, let's just do what we can. I don't really want to be around the people outside because they're so weird lately. The people in here feel nice and warm, though. Are fairies immune to this effect? I wonder why. It's like there's this optimism in here. It's gotten stronger since you came in, actually. I can feel people's hearts unwinding. Pretty amazing. What kind of magic is that? I wish the people outside were like this. It's just like that they were gone.
Your Highness.
And so His Highness returns to the royal capital in triumph and glory. In truth, I'd like to welcome him back with a grand feast. Oh well, the day shall come when the people too will celebrate you in grand fashion. My spirit is ever ready to ensure that day comes.
Honestly.
First you were Louisa's subordinate, then a false prince, and now you have awakened as His true highness. None have walked a path so strange a path as you, and after all of this, you still mean to be king.
Come on.
Some turnaround, eh? Last time we were here, people were falling over themselves to welcome you. Now the only thing I see in their eyes is fear. Damn it, people. Even if Allegory turned into a monster, Louis is the one making them. That's a fair bit scarier if you ask me. There's a lot in the memorandum. Decaying estate. Territory in a series of floating islands. Their sheer height puts them past any casual observer's sight, so almost none know of them. Several massive gray tower-like structures stand tall in the islands, glass layering the area around them. On rare occasions, if the weather is just right, a star-like twinkle can be seen in the nearby sky. Most believe this to mark a giant magma crystal floating in the sky, though it is actually a trick of the light scattered by the island's glass. Solstice Crossing, a picturesque spot northeast of Altabury. The vivid contrast of color between the silver, snow-capped mountains of distant Ontario and the rich autumn foliage at the mountain space is arresting enough to stop travelers in their tracks. This place, where two seasons seem to be thriving in tandem, has long been called the land of autumn and winter's crossing. Airfrost Forest, a forested path in the northeastern mountains of Ontario, rarely traveled to the perpetual snowfall obstructing the entrance into the area's infamously barren yield. Uniquely for its elevation, snow in this region never melts, no matter the season. While some suspect a local magic effect at play, the region's relatively low importance has stalled any actual research in the matter. Melancholy's red skies. The riots and numerous outbreaks of humans have induced such anxiety in the people that the resulting magma has seeped into the atmosphere, causing the sky to enter a state of magical disarray. The turbulent weather exacerbates people's anxiety, which in turn causes inclement weather with an ominously colored, overcast sky, hidden by unique magma-laden clouds that are distinct from typical bad weather. So you're saying that it's always gonna be inclement weather, no matter what, and I'm not gonna have an advantage on the enemies? Oh no. Let's hope I'm over-leveled enough to deal with that. Troop of humans. The giant outbursts of magic heralding the war of destruction's end melancholize much of the old world humankind to become what the world knows as humans today. Some vestiges of humanity are evidenced in the various body parts that resemble modern people. Human biology is irregular. Some are capable of reproduction, others are capable of living hundreds of years. The particulars are beyond modern understanding. Yes. It seems that even being a Magla, being like the protagonist, does not make you immune to this, huh? Being melancholized. Yeah, it seems your Magla can still be thrown into disarray or something. Truth of magic, a technique that uses Magla particles to intervene in the laws of physics and cause phenomena that would not occur in a natural state. Since Magla is linked to one's mind, magic can, in theory, be used to control nature by the power of will alone with enough training. Magic was discovered before a war of destruction. It became the driving force behind the breakthroughs of civilization, ushering in a golden age. However, magic is also the embodiment of the weakness, vileness, and deep-seated fear of the mind, ultimately becoming the weaponized downfall of humanity in history's most notorious war. Truth of Magla, unique particles discovered toward the end of the old world. One of the smallest components that make up creation, there's a strong correlation to cognition and the psyche. Its properties were studied and a technique was discovered that used the workings of the mind to interfere with the physical world, linked to the creation of magic. However, it's theorized that many practiced it empirically long before it was classified as science. The term mag comes from the word magla, and in the old world, magla simply is unit of measurement. However, laymen do not grasp its true meaning, as the characters used to write have changed, to say nothing of the existence of the old world being repressed knowledge. Louis's dark arts. Horrific magic Louis used against Allegory, presumed to function by forcibly circling overwhelming magla through a person's body, artificially causing extreme melancholization and turning the person into a monster. Self-evidently impossible without deep knowledge of buried truths, such as magla's nature and the origin of humans. It provides a glimpse into Louis's true origin and the world he envisions, among other things. Truth of melancholization. Magla particles are produced by feelings of anxiety, and when fear or apprehension become excessively strong, unconscious feelings of hostility and the desire to eliminate the source of those feelings are transmitted in the magla, triggering an unintentional outburst of magic which can go rampant. Melancholization is when creatures and surrounding objects undergo an irregular transformation to this magical outburst. Although it is thought that severe melancholization that alters even the physical appearance of a subject could not occur outside wartime and present-day peace, there are actually increasing cases of melancholization outside of people-occupied lands. It's unclear what is causing these unusual occurrences, as though the kingdom has been plagued with years-long anxiety. Truth of magic ignorance. Ignorance consists of the most difficult part of using magic, the process of accurately imagining the phenomenon one wishes to bring about. An igniter substitutes imagination with a formula in its circuits, making magic easier. This technology was created in the old world, where people who had already discovered magic used igniters to amplify their power. Ignorance in the technology that created them were lost in the aftermath of the War of Destruction, and became forbidden as a result. But as people began to seek magic again over time, igniters were rediscovered and used in quite the opposite way they had originally been intended. Those in power disseminated them with the falsehood that they were a requirement for the use of magic, in an effort to prevent magic from becoming the destructive force it once was. Their crawler-like form is a symbol of this. Truth of relics. Originally advanced magic igniters. They were created with old world technology before the War of Destruction, rediscovered, and passed down until the present. Each has various differing functions, though a majority were created as dangerous weapons of war. Their capabilities and perils have hardly begun to be rediscovered, and many are treated in accordance with local superstition. Archetypes. A fundamental process in magic is invocation, the precise envisioning of a phenomenon that brings it into being. Realizing an archetype is a highly advanced version of this technique, requiring an even greater process of clarity of a greater number of phenomena, but this alone is insufficient. Fully manifesting an archetype requires the user to give vivid form to their intentions, a depiction of their ideals, a distilled representation of their own desire, their own will, to change the world. There's no higher form of magic. To invoke such a magic distills the physical self into a magical existence, a super being capable of handling these phenomena with ease. However, it's impossible to fully contemplate the extremely complex notion of character through imagination alone. To fully comprehend that character requires discovering it from the real world. The psyche of man is multifaceted, and one must truly acknowledge and accept that even within the self exists an unconscious aspect of the mind. It is thus more accurate to say that power is a result of heroic virtue and revolutionary spirit that awakens within the person undergoing adversity, rather than to call it a skill gained through disciplined training. through adversity. Maybe that's why AEXP scales to inversely scales to my level, huh? AEXP gains, because it's not much adversity if I'm being over-leveled against an enemy. Ancient Eldan Sanctum, a secret village of the Elda tribe located north of the Principality of Oceania. Hidden deep within an uncharted forest on the northwestern side of the continent, it is also a place of refuge sought by the prince after being cursed in Grand Trad. Once a small city located above ground in the forest, it was senselessly set on fire at Fortin's command, which led its residents to move their domiciles underground to feign annihilation. The settlement is hardly glamorous and small in nature, but the Sanctum has nevertheless preserved the lost history and knowledge of the old world, giving it a somewhat otherworldly atmosphere. The old world. A world from over 1,000 years ago, completely unlike the present. The sole civilized inhabitants were called mankind, a people linked to the present-day Elda tribe, who wielded magic on a level far beyond any known in the present. The nation fell during the War of Destruction, an apocalyptic worldwide event, conflict. Very few traces of this world remain, such as the city ruins that slumber deep beneath the Dragon Temple, as well as the artifacts known as divine relics scattered throughout the land. The War of Destruction, the world war from thousands of years ago waged by the original tribe of mankind, which begat the destruction of the old world. However, this also marked the birth of many weapons, presently known as the divine relics and dragons, made possible by their incredible advances in magic technology, far beyond any of the present day. True of the Elda tribe, descendants of humans who lived in the old world and progenitors of the 8 tribes that came to populate the modern world following the rampage of civilization and devastation during the War of Destruction. After the War of Destruction, most of humanity fractured into the tribes of the modern world. However, unknown to the majority of people, descendants of some nobles who escaped the flames of war retained their mostly featureless forms over generations. They also retained much knowledge and magic from the old world fought lost, but because they know the destruction that it led to, many actively avoid the post-war world and choose to live hidden and secluded. True for the prince, the son and heir to the throne of King Hythlodaeus V. The prince and Allegory are now one and the same. The attack on the prince inside the royal palace led his aides to conclude the capital was no longer safe for him, so they secretly moved the prince to ancient Eldan Sanctum to continue recovering. Last, their Eldan techniques were not enough to lift the curse, and he continued to decline until falling into a coma. However, he had guidance from a mysterious voice, and an indomitable will that would not see his ideals abandoned. Through these, a new body made of Maglo was created, much like the dragons of yore. The prince's spirit inhabited this new body, and he started another life as an entirely separate young man. The young man, oddly enough, pursues a journey to change the world, something the prince would have wished to take on had he been well enough. Through that journey, the young man came to know the truth behind everything, and after his spirit returned to his body, he could then reveal himself publicly as the prince once more. Bonson favored Gallica. Gallica was sure she and Allegory received a secret mission together in the Sanctum, but in reality, she alone was entrusted with the mission. The memory of the two receiving the mission together was a fabrication planned them both as a means to give guidance and purpose to the newly formed Allegory. With the prince successfully revived, Gallica was told the truth, and her mission technically came to an end. Yet despite her relationship with Allegory being predicated on a false memory, Gallica knows the journey itself was real, and is awakened to a new sense of purpose and a personal mission, to continue the journey alongside him. Old Hermitus Groide. An elderly Elda Sanctus, Elda tribe chiefess living in the ancient Eldan Sanctum. What's the principal lady in waiting for the queen? She's a sagacious woman who safeguards the true history behind the Elda tribe, the old world, and magic. She was also the person who took custody of the prince and kept him safe after he secretly fled the royal palace. Russell, an elderly Yuji-fan person encountered in the ancient Eldan Sanctum. Alongside Grius, he was one of the aides who elected to secretly move the prince from the royal palace, and is the last of them remaining. A renowned scholar of history and politics, he was employed by the royal palaces of Prince's tutor. While charging a Yuji with a royal's education was a highly controversial decision, it served to demonstrate the ambitions the former king had in his lifetime. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Myth for ReFantazio. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.